1/16 of a Sam's Club apple pie has 370 calories in it, which in layman terms is a small ass piece of pie for a boatload of calories.
This is bullshit.
In fact, most holiday treats have an enormous amount of fat, sugar, and calories. So I wanted to take some of the most famous desserts and turn them into a protein-packed ice cream you could enjoy any time of year. Let's get into it. Oberweis eggnog is the best eggnog in existence, but 1, I can't get it in Texas, and 2, it is 240 calories for just 4 ounces or a half a cup. Let's flip the script. Put a pint on a scale and add 290 grams of 1% Fairlife milk. If you can't find 1% Fairlife, I suggest buying a half gallon of both fat-free and 2% and adding 145 grams of both. This milk has double the protein of regular milk, but if you don't care about the extra protein and want something a little bit cheaper, you can add regular old 1% milk as well. Then add 120 grams almond breeze eggnog and 4.2 grams vanilla extract. I tested multiple eggnogs from different brands, and for the calories and flavor combination, I don't think you can beat the almond breeze eggnog. If you have another you prefer, feel free to use it. Just make sure you account for the calories. For the last of the wet ingredients, we will separate an egg white from the yolk and add the yolk to the ice cream. Whoa, Nick. Why are we using an egg yolk? An egg yolk is very commonly used as an emulsifier for ice cream. Simply put, an emulsifier helps the ice cream have a better mouthfeel and texture while eating it. In addition, egg yolks also slow down the melting process of the ice cream so you could enjoy it for longer. I went over using raw eggs extensively in my cookie dough video I posted last week, which you can check out after this video. But if you don't feel comfortable using an egg yolk in your ice cream, feel free to sub in an extra 20 grams of 1% milk. Now place a medium-sized bowl on a scale and add 20 grams gourmet vanilla PEScience protein powder, 40 grams granulated swerve, 1 gram cinnamon, 1 gram salt, 1 gram xanthan gum, and a dash of nutmeg. A protein powder that is a whey casein blend is preferred for this recipe, and PEScience is top quality. If anyone watching uses a different brand for these recipes, please let the people know your results in the comment section below so people have more options. It is greatly appreciated. You can also use code E4CM to get 10% off any PEScience order, which helps support the channel as well. Now take a whisk and blend all of your dry ingredients together. This is going to help prevent clumping. Then grab a small hand mixer like this and start mixing while slowly pouring in your dry ingredients. It usually takes me about 30 to 45 seconds to get all of the ingredients mixed in. Once they are mixed in, keep blending for an additional 90 seconds. This will help to make sure everything is dissolved as best as possible. Put a lid on your pint, throw it in the freezer, and it is time to wait 24 hours. I highly suggest making 2 or 3 at a time so that you are stacked up throughout the week and never have to wait again. You can purchase extra pints through Amazon or directly through Ninja, and they are well worth it in my opinion. I have an eggnog cream ready to go, so let's get it out of the freezer, start a timer for 1 minute, and run it under hot water. This will help the edges loosen up, making less ice crystals on the outside of the pint. Now wipe off the pint, pop the top off, and load it into the Creami. Hit the ice cream function and let it do its thing. Once finished, I don't even look at it and load it right back in for a respin. When the respin is completed, it looks crumbly on top like this. It is good to eat at this point, but I like it even more when adding in a mix-in spin. Even without having any mix-ins, I feel as though the final mix-in setting gives me a true pint consistency that is similar to leaving the pint out for 15 minutes before eating it. Load it back up one more time and hit that mix-in setting. You now have an ultra smooth, delectably creamy eggnog flavored ice cream that comes in at a fraction of the calories of anything you can get at the store. As a staple at any Thanksgiving dessert table, an apple pie ice cream recipe was a must. Get a pint on a scale and add 410 grams 1% Fairlife milk, 4.2 grams vanilla extract, and an egg yolk. The extra egg whites always get put into a container and usually get used in an omelet during breakfast the next day. Again, if you don't want to use the egg yolk, add an extra 20 grams of milk instead. Put the pint off to the side, get a medium-sized bowl on a scale, and add 20 grams PEScience Snickerdoodle protein powder, 40 grams swerve, 1 gram apple pie spice, 1 gram salt, and 1 gram of xanthan gum. Xanthan gum is an important ingredient that helps prevent the formation of ice crystals in the ice cream and makes for a richer, smoother, and creamier final product. It is also dirt cheap and will last you forever. I will put anything I use in the description below. Take a whisk and blend the dry ingredients thoroughly, and like this video if you like recipes like this. Using the same blender you used in the last recipe, start mixing in the dry ingredients over a 30 to 45 second period. I like to make sure all of the ingredients are dissolved before I keep pouring in more ingredients. Similar to whisking the ingredients together beforehand, this will prevent clumping. After the dry ingredients are poured in, keep mixing for an additional 90 seconds. Once finished, pop the top on and throw it in the freezer for 24 hours. Per usual, I already have one ready in the freezer, so let's take it, rinse it under hot water for 60 seconds, and pop it in the Creami. Mix it on the ice cream setting, and while that is going, let's get our mix-ins ready. First, we have apple pie toast crunch. This stuff is absolutely amazing on its own, but will provide incredible flavor and texture to the ice cream as well. Put a small bowl on the scale and add 12 grams to it. Second, we need an apple. The fresh apple brings another sharp contrast of flavor and texture that complements the ice cream and will make what I think is my best ice cream yet. Take a peeler and peel about 1/3 of the apple. Cut off the part without the skin, which should be about 20 grams. Slice into small slivers about 1/8 of an inch apart. Turn the apple 90 degrees and repeat. These are perfect bite-sized pieces that will spread evenly throughout the ice cream. Lastly, we will add a pinch of swerve along with a dash of cinnamon and mix everything together. Again, this brings deeper complexity to both the mix-ins and overall dish, which just brings it up another notch. If the first mix finishes while you are cutting the apples, feel free to load it back up and respin it. This should give you enough time to get the mix-ins finished if you haven't got them done already. Once completed, grab a knife and scoop out the middle of the ice cream. I like to get about a 1-inch circle cleared out to make room for the mix-ins. I will then add 1/3 of the pieces of apple followed by 1/3 of the cereal and repeat until I have just a little bit left for topping the pint. I then take the ice cream I initially scooped out, put it on top of the mix-ins, and create an even layer on top. You can use a rubber spatula for this, but I just use my fingers because it's easier. Now load it back up and hit the mix-in setting. Once finished, you can top the pint with the mix-ins you have left, or my favorite is to grab an ice cream scoop and get 2 to 3 scoops into a waffle cone and sprinkle the extras on the scoops themselves. Either way you do it, this ice cream will be at the top of your favorites list for many weeks or even months to come. No matter which flavor you choose, you can't go wrong. They are both loaded with flavor, packed with protein, and are good any time of year. There may be times you need something a little bit lower on the calories, and it is good to have options ready to go in the freezer to make at a moment's notice. These ice creams have nearly half the calories of Halo Top and have just as much, if not more, flavor. If you make any of these recipes, please tag me on Instagram because I love to see the recreations, and leave a comment so people know if it is worth making or not. Until next time, deuces.